Oh my gosh, I just love her so much. Jamie Genevieve, look at that makeup. Oh, I totally want to do some makeup. Hopefully I'm going to have the energy to do it when I sit there and get my makeup on. Hey everybody. So in my quest to do warm colors, I'm going to focus on this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and maybe a little bit of that. Those look like the warmest, not this one, but they look like the warmest, maybe a little bit of that one. Yeah. And this one, because it's kind of weird, even though it's not necessarily a warm color, I think that that would be a nice challenge for me to work on. So today I'm just going to be doing an eye look using the Jaclyn Hill palette. Yeah. So I'm just focusing on doing an eye look. I don't really want to do a full face. Someday I'm going to figure out the white casting. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm not sure what's causing it. Maybe like that. Let's try that. Okay, next I'm going to do the one that's directly in the middle, and that one is Roxanne. I wish that these would fold all the way in the back. I hate that it doesn't, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit more with Creamsicle. What was that one? Roxanne. At any rate, this is what I got so far. So this is Creamsicle and Roxanne. I'm going to go back to doing Hunts. Corner. And I want to make the crease to be a little bit more warm. So the biggest controversy is what's going on with the Morphe foundation. You know, to be fair, you know how I feel. I'm really glad for these women, and I think we have to keep remembering that, like the opportunities, the amazing opportunities that they've been given. You know, because like basically all that Jaclyn would have come to is just becoming a you know, a high up salesperson for MAC. Now she has her own channel. She's a millionaire easily, and so I just want to keep that in mind, that we shouldn't pick on her because she's making money. That's great, you know. Is she like the most honest? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. But I think the other thing about, so I've been looking at the Morphe Fluidity Foundation, and right now, like as I'm looking at it, they definitely have a huge range, and you know, to be fair, it's 60. They do have 60 shades. And I think that people already don't like Morphe, so I feel like they're going to automatically give them a hard time, no matter what they did. You know, I mean, they could have Nima Tang, you know, do it and come up with a foundation. Well, maybe that's who they should have talked to, because she would have, I think she would have given them some legitimacy. But looking at the colors, the deepest tones, they're dark. They definitely are dark. Do they need some work? Probably. But I don't think that, I think that what Jaclyn Hill should have said, instead of talking about gray tones, I think she was more talking about blue, the color blue, because people of color, some that are on the deepest end, almost have like a bluish, it's almost like a blue-black, or blue-brown, dark brown, like a Lekwek. So they don't necessarily have warmth all the time. Sometimes they do. Yeah, so I think she should have talked more about, not grayish, but more about blue, the blue tones that do come out with deep skin, the gorgeous deep skin. All right, so now we're going to go in with Jax. I think it's Jax. So yeah, that's my 2 cents to blend that. Anyway, so I mean, they came out with 60 shades. They're trying to be inclusive. I don't really, I mean, my husband got me this palette, not me. I don't know if I would have bought it with my own money, but you know, he bought it for me. It's a good palette. You know, Morphe is definitely not companies. It's not really one that I support. And that's why I don't ever want to do like affiliate stuff, because you really get yourself into pickles, you know, like with Manny and Nicole Concilio. You know, Manny was like constantly, it was total passive aggressive. It was like, yeah, it's settling into my pores, but it's like way, way awesome. And it's like, okay, you know, clearly, which is it? You know, is it doing some, does it have some bad qualities, or is it totally awesome? Because that's not what you're telling us. You're telling us one thing and then saying something else. So, ooh, that came out good. So now I'm going to kind of, since it's so intense, I'm going to use my cheapy dollar store Veramona. I mean, I just think, you know, they did 60 shades. That should be commended. Now you're picking on the kind of shade range. I mean, you pick on the fact that they don't have a large shade range. Okay, so they did do that. They gave you a large shade range. Now you're complaining about the shades. Why not at least appreciate the fact that they came out with a huge range of shades? So, you know, at least that they can go back and make the adjustments. I mean, like with Too Faced Born This Way, that's what they did. They worked with Jackie Ina, and they came up with a whole other set of deep shades. So, I mean, it's like, I feel like sometimes the makeup community, like if we just don't like a particular company or a particular person, we're just going to nitpick, even if they do the right thing. And I kind of feel like that's the case with Morphe. It's not my favorite company. I mean, I you know, I have a couple of things from them, but I get it through Haute Look. You know, I don't really go to their site. Yeah, so they're not my favorite company. I'm not trying to defend them. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not being sponsored by them. But I just think that let's take a little bit of a step back and appreciate the fact that at least they came out with a whole range for deeper tones. You know, can we at least appreciate that? So if they have to work on the formulation, okay. The other thing I don't like about Morphe is that they have everything made in China. Apparently, Kevin James Bennett was talking about that. And so it's probably very cheap ingredients, probably not very good quality ingredients. And he was talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills stick foundation that was also made in China that was making people break out. So that's definitely a huge issue. That's a legitimate issue, definitely. You know, so it's kind of like, for me, it's not like one, you know, I'm like totally siding on one end. I'm just saying, like, let's kind of like take a step back and appreciate what was done right and then what they can improve on. So, yeah, and I get the feeling like Linda Morphe, like, you know, I guess she's like best buds with Jaclyn and stuff like that. And then I guess she did like a thing. Oh, and then that image of Jaclyn Hill where they were talking about how she was slaying the foundation, the Fluidity Foundation. That picture of Jaclyn Hill was so photoshopped and face-tuned. It was like she had the highlight, and the highlight was so clearly like adjusted to make it look. Nobody's highlight looks really exactly like that. No way. That's something that you do with you know, with the Facetune and those kinds of things. So, you know, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not, you know, but can we just, all I'm saying is, can we at least appreciate that they did come out with a huge range addressing the deeper tones? That's all I'm saying. I think I'm going to work with Jackson. Kind of like what I want to do is I want to give myself a little bit more room over here. I kind of want to make my eyes fan out a little bit more, so that's what I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Jax, and then I think I'm going to take like this deeper brown, Central Park, I think is what it is. I'm going to put those two together to kind of deepen that part out a little bit. Is I'll probably go to Creamsicle or some of the lighter tones to blend it out. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to take Creamsicle and I'm going to continue to kind of blend that out. I will say that this got a little bit, I don't know if you could see that, but it's a little patchy with the Central Park. I feel like that was more of the culprit. Maybe a little bit of Jax as well. So I'm definitely not, I kind of went too far up here. So I don't like that. I'm going to try to work on that, fix that. Yeah, I don't like that. So what I'm doing, which might work, is I'm taking Beam and I'm going over it. I think the shimmery will help it to not look, I think it'll just help it to blend out better. So yeah, I have got the Beam kind of like there as a highlighter. I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging that. So I'm going to do like a super light, I think I'm just going to keep it like this, the Beam. And I still haven't done anything sparkly in there, so maybe that'll help even things out. Marie, this guy. And I'm going to also use Firework. So we're going to go with that again, because they scare me. So just having fun. Got Firework towards the inner corner. Go back this way. Use my thing that I use. Sink scrubber, dish scrubber. Today, I don't know. All right, so that's going to be as good as it's going to get, right? But I'm really loving the copper. I love that. All right, so now towards the inner corner, and then I'm going to go really crazy. I'm going to go crazy with Beam. This one, I actually want to use my small boop. My boop brush. Where's my boop brush? So let's spray that again. I think you can just, I mean, any kind of liquid. Oh, I think that was too much. It's okay. All right, so we're going to take Beam and see what happens. And I'm just going to kind of go ham in that inner corner, because I really want to. Ooh, see that? Oh my goodness. Hope you could see that. Okay, there you have it. Did my eye look. Loving it. I haven't done any mascara. I just kind of wanted to focus on playing with eyeshadows. So I hope you had fun with me. I hope we had a nice time chit-chatting about makeup and the community, and hoping that those of us who have mature skin and are doing these channels, I hope that we continue to support each other, subscribe to each other, help each other, raise each other up, and just try to reach the people like us who you know, that we're not in our 20s anymore, but we still love makeup. We're not ready to hang up our bras just yet, you know. So anyway,